Hi, this is New Jackie 33. Today is March the 19th, 2017, and I'm going to be cooking today. I am doing a tag. The tag is for VSG Trees tag. If you don't know his channel, you need to know it. I'm going to be putting his information below. He's asking everyone to put our March Munchies, and I'm learning some really great recipes, so I want to add my version of it. I'm going to make stuffed peppers. Now, I haven't learned the art of videoing at the stove with two hands yet, so you're going to not going to see me again. You're just going to see me cooking. So, hope you enjoy it. Give it a go. Bye. Okay, the first thing I did was clean and season 6 peppers. I like to have all different colors. I'll even use green if there's nothing available, but in this case Costco had a great deal on red, yellow, and orange peppers. Next, I chopped up about 3/4 a cup of onion, about a half a cup of celery, and about just under a cup of the extra peppers. Then I brown about a pound and a half, maybe a pound and a quarter of ground turkey and pork, Italian sausage. I took it out the casing and I ground it. Now I'm going to get ready to add the vegetables to the meat, and I'm going to come back when it's time to add the seasoning. Okay, while the meat is browning, I have the ground turkey, the Italian sausage out of the casing, onions, peppers, celery, and I forgot to mention about a quarter cup of chopped garlic. I love garlic. You may want less, but I want to tell you about the sauce I'm going to cook it in. I have something called a cheddar sauce, and when I'm baking like a piece of beef or pork or even chicken, I use a combination of spaghetti sauce, excuse my nails, they look horrible, and ketchup. And it's usually, for example, 1 cup of spaghetti sauce to a half a cup of ketchup. And if you put that on any meat and bake it, it is delicious. If you put it on chicken, pork chops, anything, the flavor changes based upon the meat. But I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to add that same combination of spaghetti sauce and ketchup. Okay, I'm going to go and come back. But before I do that, let me tell you about the other seasonings I'm going to put. I'm going to put about maybe a half a teaspoon of fresh pepper, about a teaspoon of black pepper, about a teaspoon of salt. Not a lot because there's a lot of salt coming from the ketchup and the spaghetti sauce. And maybe a 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. Pretty much that's something that you have to get used to. In the meanwhile, this is starting to saute, but it's time to add the sauce. And I'm going to cook it down, and as it's cooking down, I'm going to break the meat up so it's even smaller. I'll be back. While the meat is cooking and in the sauce, you see you want to be thick, about the consistency of spaghetti sauce, because you want it to be juicy when you put the rice in it. While this is cooking down, I made some rice, some brown rice, and grated some mozzarella cheese. And in a container, I used the same mixture of spaghetti sauce and ketchup and water. This is going to go in the bottom of the around the peppers and on top of the peppers. I'm looking at this consistency. This is too thick. You want this to be a little thinner because when you cook it, it's going to cook down. So let me add a little more water. Thing is, cooking for me is what I see. It's not always measurements, so it's hard to tell you measurements. That's about good. Probably want a little thinner. I'll probably add a little bit more water to it. In the meanwhile, I'm getting ready to add the rice to the mixture and most of the mozzarella cheese when it cools down a little. So I'll come back when I have all those items mixed and getting ready to put them in the peppers. Now I added the rice, and you don't even see the rice because I add about 1.5 cups of rice. In the old days, I would have made this 50% rice, but you can't even see it. But it was the pot so big and I made so much that I actually put some in another container. This container is going to go in the freezer. Let me see. It's going to go in the freezer, and at a later date, I will just add it to peppers on and bake it again, or I will give it to my husband over spaghetti or something like that. In the meanwhile, the last step now, I'm trying to let this cool down a little bit, not much. I'm going to add 3/4 of the mozzarella cheese to the mixture. But what happens, because it's so hot, it's going to melt into it right away. Once I add the mozzarella cheese to the mixture, at that point, I'm going to put them in the peppers, and I'll come back when it's all ready to go in the oven. In the meanwhile, turn your oven on. It should have been turned on at 350. I didn't do it. I'm going to do that right now. Mix the cheese into the mixture. Okay, back. I put the mixture in the peppers, some extra one that's in the container to go in the freezer for a rainy day. I saved some of the mozzarella cheese, which I'm going to put on top of the peppers in the last 15 minutes. But as you can see, there is mozzarella cheese all in the mixture already. You can see all the white cheese in the middle. And in the bottom, I added the sauce. Now, if you really like your peppers really, really soft, before you stuff them, you can bake them for 15 minutes in the oven at 350 empty, and then stuff them later. And then you get really, really soft peppers. But this comes out pretty soft too. Now, whoops, the oven's ready. I'm going to put this in the oven for about 45 minutes, maybe, yeah, about 45 minutes, until it almost looks like it's brown and everything is soft. And then I'll add the cheese, and I will show you the finished product. Getting ready to, I'm thinking about using the same mixture and make it like a shepherd's pie. And instead of using mashed potatoes, use Hello 2016 mashed cauliflower. I think that'll be a really good combination. Okay, I'll see you guys later.